everybody, and welcome to the channel. I am just getting off work. Y'all, it's hot. The car is reading 100 degrees. I know, before y'all say, but girl, you got a sweater on. Y'all, it is freezing in my office. I had 2 customers come in, no, 4, and all of them said, "Ooh, it's cold in here." It is indeed. It is indeed. So I go from a boiling outdoor temperature to the Arctic tundra inside the office. We have had employees complaining about being uncomfortable. It's hot. So there is never, ever, ever a happy medium in the office. It's either hot or it's cold. And then we have people complaining about noise. Well, when you work in a building that is I want to say a 1930s erected warehouse that has been converted to office spaces, and they've done some very creative office space creations. There are cubicles in different areas. There are cubicle offices. There are traditional standard offices. There are offices that have cubicles in them, like literally an office that would normally fit 1 person. They've taken that and put 2 cubicles in there, and now you've got 2 people in 1 space. I walked past a lady today, and I don't know what was going on. I don't know, y'all, but I happened to walk past her cubicle because I had to go to a different part of the building that I normally don't frequent. Matter of fact, I've never been in there. And this lady had a tent-like structure over her cubicle. Her cubicle was pitch black dark. All you could see was her when you looked in the open area where the door area is. Pitch black dark. She had the entire top of her cubicle covered with something black. And I thought to myself, she must have migraines or something. That's interesting. I never thought to put a black cover over top of my cubicle. But whatever works for you, baby. Whatever works for you. So while I went in there, I was telling the person I was with, I was like, "Ooh, it sure is warm in here." Compared to where I just came from, it was extremely warm in that part of the building. So I get it. I don't know if it's the more bodies you have, the warmer it is, because I think that's traditionally how it goes. And there seems to be like thousands of people in the facility that we work in. But y'all, I'm so glad to be off work. So, now it says 103 degrees. Lord. Let me turn my AC up a little bit more because I'm feeling it today, y'all. The more I turn it up, the more I feel like it's not going anywhere. Okay, now it's gonna be too loud. Let me turn it down one more. Oh, y'all, it's hot. So I would like to go out in the garden today. I watered last night. I was gonna take you all with me, but the flies, baby, when I brought that stuff out there, the flies swarming like, "Ooh, girl, thanks." It was too much. I bought a big bag of whole shrimp, and I went ahead and defrosted it and cleaned it up real good, took the heads off the tails and deveined it and all the things. And so I had a whole bag of that stuff to put in the garden. I usually take that kind of stuff and put it in the either the compost bin or the liquid feed bucket, the fish fertilizer bucket. But this time I have been making a concerted effort to go through the newish containers and adding food scraps. I am going to add my compost that I make when weather cools down, but for right now I've been adding a little bit of food scrap to the containers that appear to need a little more love and attention, especially the new containers. I got all but 2 new containers I got all but 2 that I put food scraps in. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm in the road. I'm driving, and I'm paying attention because there's semis on the road, and it's rush hour traffic, and they're trying to cross over and get in the lane, and I was making room for one to get in front of me, and there's like a Tiguan, a Volkswagen Tiguan that crossed over, and it's like, okay, I guess you don't value your life because that truck can't stop, and you're going to kill yourself and a few other people on the road and mess up people's day. It's like, you're not thinking when you cross over in front of semi trucks. When you cross over in front of anybody, you're not thinking. They cut short here in this city. They cut you real short. And the main road that I take to go to work and to leave work, one of my colleagues texted me, and he's like, be careful, because there was a active shooter event on the road you take to come into work and to go home. There was road rage, and I think the person was killed. And I was like, please, Lord, let me get home safely. Oh my goodness. There's just, I know this is not gardening related, y'all, but there's so many more people on the road here. And I heard one of my colleagues say on Wednesday, oh, it's just the way the traffic is, we have to get used to it. And I thought to myself, girl, you are crazy. I moved to South Texas the first time with my family. I'm not gonna say how old I was. I was a young person, but I moved in either 89 or 90. I want to say 90. I moved to South Texas with my family. 1990, and my family has lived here since 1990. I've grown up, I've gotten married, I've had a family, and I have moved in and out of South Texas. South Texas is home. It's not where I was born, but it is definitely home. I've been here for a very long time. And I remember what traffic was like in the 80s and the 90s. And they have begun to increase the highway size, to increase the upper, the upper level highways. It's just a lot of lanes going here, there, and everywhere, and swooping around and doing this and that and the other. And I don't think that lady is actually from here, and definitely has not lived in this city as long as I've been in this city. And I've left at least 3 times and come back. I can't quit this place because my family lives here. My father was laid to rest here, and so this is now home, and it has been for many, many years. But I remember when traffic was manageable and there was not so much population build. That now you have apartments and businesses of all kinds on every corner. And I was telling someone the other day, I can't remember who I was talking to, and I said, they have taken it to the point to where we have very little green space now. And I said, probably one of my coworkers, I said, that's why this city is so hot. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, think about it. Concrete is hot. It holds heat. That's why people do experiments about cracking eggs and see how if an egg will boil on the concrete. It's because concrete is hot. And when you have concrete and asphalt everywhere, you're building all these new highways, and you're expanding highways. You're building all these buildings. You're putting up all these apartments and just all these shopping centers. All you've done is increase the heat in the city. Y'all don't understand. When I say it's hot, it is very hot. And I know people say it every year, oh, it's hot, it's just summertime. This summer, the heat index is so high, it's unbearable to me. And I've never felt this way before. Yeah, it was hot last year. I got outside, I worked, I did what I had to do. I I had a couple episodes where I almost passed out because it was hot. But this year, y'all, there is something definitely wrong with the temperature, the atmosphere. There's something wrong. It is so incredibly hot. I mean, I'm afraid every time I get out on the street that my tire's gonna bust because it's so hot. My car is reading 103 degrees. 103 degrees. It is hot. Can you imagine if the heat index was in the 90s? Again, don't know how much the heat index is because I did not look, but I'm gonna look when I get home. But y'all, I can't keep talking to y'all because my phone is gonna shut off. It's so hot, my phone has been shutting off. I have not had these problems before, and my phone's like, girl, forget it, back and be gone. I'll be talking to y'all and my phone is like, night. Crazy. So I'll see y'all later because it's, okay, now it's 104 degrees. Y'all see what I'm saying? It was cooler down by my office, but as I go home, it's getting hotter. Y'all, and I'll be home in a little while, but it's too hot. It is way too hot, and I know I'm gonna have to water again. I didn't water, excuse me, I didn't water. I can't talk today. I forgot to drink all my water. My bottle is back there, so I didn't refill it. Anyway, excuse me, y'all. I didn't water the cut flower garden, the containers, or the memorial garden. I've got 3 containers in the memorial garden, so I will step out probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock and water those, but that does not leave me a lot of time to be in the garden. So, because it gets pitch black dark by 9 o'clock, and y'all already know I'm not outside when it's dark. And public service announcement for all of my gardening friends out there, friends and family that garden at dusk and in the dark, please be aware of the critters that are in your area. And if you have venomous snakes, tarantulas, just venomous, poisonous critters, be mindful of being in the garden because your body heat, they are drawn to heat. Snakes, vipers are drawn to the heat. They don't know if you're a rat or what. All they know is you might be a predator or prey. Either way, they will strike. So please be mindful of yourself, your hands, your feet. I'm seeing so many more people working in the garden late in the evening, and y'all, it gives me great pause when I see y'all out there. And I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna go. I was working in my old garden. Of course, I lived here many years ago, and I have seen a couple of snakes. I've seen 2 snakes in this garden, but we have venomous snakes here. And I was working in the garden, and I'll never forget, I was out there planting flowers or something, and there was a snake in the front yard. I love stones. Y'all already know I love rocks. I always have rocks around. Rocks retain heat. If y'all have noticed, I put rocks in almost all the pots I can find. If I find a rock, I put it in the pot right where I found the rock. Rocks retain heat. Heat will emit from those rocks in the evening. So during the summertime, they heat up and let off heat in the evening. In the wintertime, they heat up a little bit, but they still let off a little bit of heat. But saying that, I had a couple of huge rocks in my front yard, and there was a snake, a baby snake, by the rock. And I went and told my spouse, I said, hey, there's a snake outside. He's like, let me see. And he went and got whatever he got to kill the snake, got a bucket to put it in, dispose of it. And I went back in the house for a brief moment. I don't know what I went to go get, but he killed this snake. And when I went back outside, he says, I don't want you out here anymore at this time of day. And I said, what's the matter? He says, that was a rattler snake. That was a baby rattler snake. And if he would have bitten you, he would have pumped you full of poison and you would have died, because babies They don't strike and let go. They strike, hold, and continue to pump. They're not young. They're too young to realize they need to strike and let go. Vipers, young vipers, will kill you greater than just an older snake. Because older snakes know, I'm gonna hit you and run, because I want to live. Babies are not. They don't know that yet. And that was the first encounter with a rattlesnake that I've ever had. I've never had a rattlesnake encounter. I have had, and I will put a clip of this somewhere up here or up there. I did have a snake in my greenhouse in the North Texas garden, and y'all, that thing was it was longer than my arm. It was not a venomous snake, but the animal control guy said that it would have bitten me and it would have hurt, but it wouldn't have killed me, because it was a big snake and I was interrupting him. He had crawled inside of one of my terracotta pots. Again, they heat up and they look for that heat. So please, again, please, y'all, please be careful. Know what kind of critters are in your area. Know what kind of critters that could be getting in your garden, and watch yourself, because it just takes a moment for you to stick your hand somewhere and you don't know what's around, because you can't see around your container or whatever, or there's a flower so big you can't really see up under it, and next thing you know, you've been struck by a venomous snake or whatever. Or I was in the front garden here and I was moving some things around and there was a black widow spider. Please be careful. All right, y'all, I'm ready to go. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the garden a little bit later. Bye for now. Y'all, it's hot. Y'all caught me slipping today. I got all the way home and realized I needed to go to the post office. I had an order in the car that I needed to drop off. I had to turn right back around and go to the post office. So I am just now leaving the post office. Y'all, it's hot. It's too hot. I made it home. It is 103 degrees outside. I don't know what I'll be able to accomplish today. Y'all might not be getting a video. Can't do it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with knowing my limitations. And so if I don't make an additional video, this is going to be a car chronicles about working in the garden when you're unaware of the critters around you. So be mindful of that, and knowing your limitations when it comes to extreme heat. We are dealing with extreme heat, extreme weather events. They're more and more, hence the word extreme. So be mindful of that, and don't try to push yourself when you already know before you get out there that it's not a good idea. So if I don't see you all later today, this will be the end of the video, and I do apologize. It's too hot. There are many things I really and truly need to do, but that won't be able to get done until in the morning, and I need to release a video tonight. So we'll see. Maybe I'll go live. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. But up until then, thank you for watching. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Leave me a comment. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.